Hello everyone, welcome to your Mega News for January 14th, 2020. My name is ShadowRock and we're going to be catching up with some Rockman X DiVE, Rockman Live 2020, and Mega Man Fully Charged news. So let's get charged up as we dive into Rockman X DiVE with this image of the 3D scenes for the Sky Stage, or in other words, Storm Eagle stage from Maverick Hunter X. This one features Aelia with an assortment of weapons, including the launcher, which is pretty epic. Otherwise, the scenes here are just showing off the stage in general at a different angle, and most of these are screenshots we've seen before, like the platforms on the conveyor belts, Storm Eagle's airship, and the later half of the stage as well. On the bottom right picture, we can see that you can get some power-ups in that section of the stage. Otherwise, that's pretty much it. The X-DiVE social media team seems to be releasing a lot of these 3D scene images lately, but I do believe this was the last of the story stages for them to show off. So they could either move on to showcasing the co-op and PvP stages, or we may see some new ones like Cyber Peacock stage or any of the other leaked stages. Hopefully we get to see those soon because it is January 14th, and as we covered before, the current theory is the game might come out by Valentine's Day, which is now a month away. Here's hoping we hear some news on the release date. That's not all for Rockman X DiVE though, because today, the weapon design competition voting has opened up. In case you don't remember, contestants were given the chance to design their own weapon for the game from 3 categories: Buster, Saber, and Gatling. From there, the Rockman X DiVE development team took a look at all the entries and came up with the top 30 best designs. And those top 30 designs are now up on the website for people to vote on. Even if you didn't enter yourself, if you vote for any of these designs in the contest, which I'll have a link to the webpage in the description below, you will get 50 elemental medals when Rockman X DiVE finally releases. Whenever that is, we don't know. The voting for this contest will go on from now till January 20th. From there, give it a few days and they're going to announce the final results of the votes, and then the development team are going to take that information and come up with the final top 10. The top 3 gets a lot of stuff actually. Not only do they get their weapon in the game, but they also get other prizes like the figures, the Keisuke Mizuno autograph, the same one that I got, and some other neat little goodies. The other 7 contestants that make into the top 10 gets a merit reward, which is a Mega Man sticker and 1,000 elemental medals. So at least you can do a free 10-fold roll. Now how the voting works is we'll be able to vote for 5 different designs each day. You just select 5 of your favorites, then the webpage will ask for your email, which you put in, and that's how they track who voted for what, so that you'll get your 50 elemental medals when the game comes out. As long as you use the same email when you sign up for the game. Getting into the top 30 designs themselves, there are a lot of great designs on display here. I think a lot of people missed out on this competition either due to time constraints or people simply didn't know about it. The X-DiVE community is pretty small by comparison, but we still got a lot of great stuff here. I'm liking all the different sabers on display. There's a lot of variety here, like the Awakened Zero saber, the double bladed saber, gives me some Star Wars vibes. There's a Cutman sword, and some other pretty neat ones too. For the busters, there's some really wacky ones here, like a buster that's based off the Maverick symbol. Well then, some cool cyberpunk looking ones, a shark buster, and some other ones that wouldn't be too out of place in an actual Mega Man X game. Oh, and there's a Wily buster too. That's a nice callback. Now, although contestants were allowed to make Gatling guns for this contest as well, only 2 designs for the Gatling type weapon actually made it into the final 30. I don't know if people just weren't interested in making Gatling guns because they were too complicated to design compared to the Buster and Saber, or there just wasn't a lot of great Gatling designs. I don't know how it worked. But yeah, we only got 2, which I'll go over in a sec. But check out this guy named Number 13. Boy, did he put in some work, because he got not only 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 different Buster designs in this contest. That is wild, dude. I know that the same person was allowed to submit several different designs for the contest, but I didn't think they actually include 4 of the same guy's design for the top 30. They must have not gotten that many, is what I'm feeling. But either way, major congrats to the top 30 designs. A lot of these look really good. Getting back to the only 2 Gatling guns featured in this contest, the first one is based off the Ultimate Armor's Plasma Buster, so essentially a plasma Gatling, which is pretty neat. But the next Gatling gun is one that is created by someone that is very dear to me personally. I'm a Speck of Dust. This one is a bit unique compared to the other designs available, just because it's based off an old-fashioned steampunk weapon. Yep, this weapon runs entirely off of steam. You turn the crank and it fires. And just by looking at the design here, it definitely looks like a unique weapon, especially in terms of Gatling guns. Now, as I alluded to, I know I'm a Speck of Dust personally, and I've seen how hard she has worked on this design, from researching the mechanics of how steam weapons actually work, to painstakingly coloring everything by hand, and just coming up with the design itself. She really put in a lot of hard work on this, and when I found out that her design made it into the top 30, I was so excited, and I'm really proud of her for this accomplishment. Especially because there were many times while she was working on this that she almost gave up. She was not very confident in herself, and she just could not foresee this design making it into the top 30 at all. Probably because in the past some people have marked her artwork for some reason. I don't understand why though. Her art is honestly amazing to me. So suffice to say, I was the one that kept pushing her to do this. She has a real interest in doing art for a career. So I said, if you really want to do that, definitely do this contest. Get yourself out there, prove yourself, and just make it happen. And even though she wasn't confident, I always knew that this design had a chance to make it into the top 30. And I hope some of you guys at home might agree, this is actually pretty cool. This really is a weapon that I would use myself in the final game if it ever happened. Of course, you have to get the top 3 to get your weapon in the game, so I don't know if that will happen. But more than anything, guys, I know it would mean a lot to her and myself if you guys included this steampunk Gatling gun weapon into one of your 5 votes each day. If nothing else, I just want I'm a Speck of Dust to know that people really do like and appreciate her artwork. I think that's the biggest thing I want to have happen for her. So if you want to send some love her way, like y'all did for me back in the first collection contest, that would mean a lot to both of us, honestly. Otherwise, yeah, the link to vote will be in the description below. So get in there and pick your 5 favorite designs, and you can vote every day, pro tip. So let's do this thing. And also thank you very much in advance. Now let's dash on over to Rockman Live 2020. We talked about this in the last news update, but there are still 2 more concerts for this month. In particular, the very last Rockman Live 2020 concert to be held, which is going to be on January 18th at 5 PM Japan time. Or in other words, pretty early in the morning for us. It's going to be 2 AM my time, 3 AM EST, and you can do your time zone math from there. This last concert is going to be live streamed on Nico Nico Live. Nico Nico is essentially a Japanese live streaming page. But great news that this concert is actually going to be live streamed, because the Dirty of concert was never live streamed, so we pretty much just lost that one to time. And again, this concert is going to feature music from Mega Man 2, Mega Man Battle Network 1, and Mega Man 0 in ZX Legacy Collection. So it's really cool that this concert is going to be documented now, just because, at least for the 0 and ZX tunes, some of those are going to be from the collection which we have never heard before. Not to mention all the remixes of the other games' music. And since this one is going to be in front of a lot more eyes via the live streams, could this be the concert we see some kind of game announcement or something else? I'm gonna say probably not, but hey, anything can happen. But anyway, if you want to see the concert for yourself, you can go to the Nico Nico page, which I will have a link to that in the description below. Make a free account on Nico Nico, and then click on the time shift button. That way you can reserve your spot to watch the concert, and it should be available to kind of restream for a certain amount of days. Now, the website does say that there is going to be a part in the concert that's going to be for premium members only. There's no telling what exactly that entails, but if you do want to watch the entire concert, it looks like you might have to make a premium account, which is about $5 for 1 month. So if you want to do that, you will get a more stable experience, but maybe most of the concert will be free anyway, so you don't have to worry about it. It's just that with these premium memberships, Nico Nico has been known to kick free users out whenever the premium content comes on. So having the premium membership might be necessary if you want to see everything, or just wait someone to record it themselves and upload it, which I hope someone is going to do that because we do need to document this concert. Heck, I may even do it myself, we'll see. I sure like me some Mega Man music after all. But yeah, tune in on Nico Nico Live on January 18th at 2 AM in the morning Central Time to catch the last Rockman Live 2020 concert. It should be pretty hype no matter what happens. Now, what isn't so hype is what's going on over at Mega Man Fully Charged. As some of you may know, Fully Charged Season 1 has come and gone, and Proto Dude from Rockman Corner has the scoop on what's going on with Season 2. Now, I'm not going to read the entire thing, I'm just going to paraphrase it, because DHX, or otherwise known as Wild Brain, they recently rebranded to Wild Brain, they're pretty anal about information getting out like this one. So we might be looking at some legal trouble going on if Wild Brain does catch wind of this information. That's why I'm not putting this in any of the titles or descriptions or anything. Suffice to say, the information contained is going to be pretty sensitive. That said, what happened is Proto Dude talked to someone who was on the production team for Fully Charged, and this production team member, who was anonymous by the way, talked about their experience with waiting for Season 2 to happen. It seems like Season 2 was already written up, like the script was completely done, the pre-production was totally done, they were just waiting for the actual production to start. And all throughout Season 1, the production team members were told that Season 2 was 99% greenlit. But in reality, kind of similar to the Mega Man Legends 3 situation, Season 2 wasn't officially greenlit yet. And it wasn't until much later, after everyone already moved on to other studios, got onto other projects and all that, that they finally figured out what happened. To sum it up, DHX, or now Wild Brain, and the other company, Dentsu Entertainment, had a lot of back and forth with trying to figure out what they're going to do in terms of the budget for Season 2. Originally, Dentsu Entertainment had the budget laid out for a 26 episode season. This season was to be a smaller one focusing on quality over quantity. For comparison, Season 1 had 52 episodes for 11 minutes each. But Wild Brain had something different in mind. They wanted to make more like 20 episodes and put the budget for the remaining episodes into making small shorts and other things for their YouTube channel. You might have seen that Wild Brain has uploaded things like the Mega Man toy commercials and stuff like that on their YouTube channel, and it's stuff like that that they want to do more of. But obviously that didn't sit well with Dentsu Entertainment at all. So it began a back and forth for a few months of them arguing and arguing and arguing. I want to do it this way, no, we gotta do it this way, and no one was just backing down. They could not come to a compromise. And so just like that, even though Season 2 was on the cusp of being greenlit, it was basically cancelled. It just did not happen because these two companies could not come to an agreement. And it's not like Wild Brain could fund Fully Charged by themselves, because they weren't in exactly a great financial position either, because they had just rebranded while cutting out a lot of workers. So that's the story of how Season 2 is probably not going to happen, and even if it does come back and it happens for real, it's probably going to be under a different production team, just because a lot of them have now moved on to other studios or worked on other DHX projects. Things have not been going on for Fully Charged at all, because this production team member has also talked about how badly Cartoon Network treated Fully Charged. As y'all know, Cartoon Network does not treat third-party shows very nicely at all. It feels like Fully Charged was not even given a chance, because it was given a horrible 6:30 AM Sunday morning time slot. Who wants to get up at 6:30 in the morning on Sunday to watch this show? I'll be completely honest. And because of that, the people at DHX were understandably very pissed at Cartoon Network. So bad that some of the heads had to fly up there and be like, yo, what's going on, dude? Not to mention the lack of promotion from Cartoon Network's side as well. It just seemed like Fully Charged was set up to be dead in the water from the very beginning. You might even remember that not even a week or two after the show came out on Cartoon Network, there was already going to be airings on Boomerang which is pretty much a death sentence for most shows. And that was when the show was just getting started. So yeah, obviously going to Cartoon Network was a really bad idea for Fully Charged. They would have been way better off if they had stuck with Disney XD like they originally were going to air on. At least then they might have gotten a chance to have their target audience be put in front of them. I mean, not only was there a bad 6:30 AM Sunday morning time slot, but there was a week where there was some episodes aired during the weekdays. The only problem is, they aired around noon where most kids are in school. And obviously the kids are going to be the target audience for this show, so yeah, I just have no idea what they were thinking. But you know, Cartoon Network is all about Teen Titans Go. And that's pretty much where the story ends. If you want to hear the rest of it though, and all the little details, I highly recommend checking out Predator's article on Rockman Corner before Wild Brain takes it down, because that is a real possibility. They have been really anal about that stuff in the past, to the Mega Man Network and Rockman Corner. I've even seen copyright strikes myself, back when that 2D animation of the show came out. So yeah, if this video disappears too, now you know why. But if no one's gonna tell Wild Brain about it, I won't either. Now, personally speaking, it's no secret that I was never a big fan of Mega Man Fully Charged. Many people will be quick to tell you that technically Fully Charged is his own thing, kinda like Battle Network and Star Force and all the other different Mega Mans. It's its own thing, it has its own original characters, and therefore it should not be compared to the classic series. But let's be perfectly honest here, folks. In my opinion at least, in terms of spin-off franchises, this plays it a little too close to the classic series for its own good. Even more than the other spin-offs like Battle Network and such. You still got the Robot Masters, Dr. Light, which is above Dr. Light, he's pretty cool. Mega Man himself, which design-wise is more like a Tron version of classic Mega Man, except Oculite himself, which they're calling him, has a giant ego, which honestly put me off with the character. I did not really care for him at all. But the show did have some interesting ideas, like Mega Man having personality side effects from absorbing the different Robot Master weapons. There was Namagen, which is pretty much like Proto Man, but different. And you know, the show did start off pretty cheesy and cringy, not to mention, but once the Lightfall arc hit and so on, the show did start to pick up. It had some cool fight scenes, some build up for the plot that ended up paying off at the end of season 1. But concept-wise, I don't think this was the greatest idea to pursue. Just because this show came out during a time where Mega Man is finally coming back into action and having a resurgence. And I just don't think a entirely different take on Mega Man, now of all times, was the best time. I think most people would agree that this show would have gone over a lot better if they had either stick to the original classic series storyline and expand on that, or just made its entirely own thing that got way more away from the classic timeline than it actually did. Because really, without the Fully Charged subtitle, just look at the show, it's like they took the classic series and tried to rebrand it, which is really weird in a time when Mega Man 11 was about to come out. Like I said, the show does have its merits and good ideas, but unfortunately that wasn't enough to save it from Cartoon Network's horrendous handling of the show. And that's where we are now. If you want to see Mega Man Fully Charged Season 2 happen for some reason, you can at least try to support the show in the meantime by watching the show on the official channels, subscribing to their YouTube channel, buying the toys, which by the way, they're not making the toys anymore, that's been discontinued. And if you want to, you can write to Wild Brain themselves on Twitter and Facebook saying, hey, I want Season 2. Even though Wild Brain is not in a financial position to make it happen, there are at least some interest within the company, it seems like, for this type of thing to happen. It's really just a big argument that was going on between Wild Brain and Dentsu Entertainment that really stopped Season 2 from happening. Anyways, that will do it for this update on the Mega Man series. For more on Rockman Next Dive, Rockman Live 2020, if Mega Man Fully Charged ever does appear in the news again, and other things Mega Man, stay tuned to ShadowRockZX. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, rock on and have a great day.